The Great Sun Crunchy Crisis. In the middle of the golden glade, where the grass hums a soft melody, Lila was busy. Today wasn't just any Tuesday, it was the day of the Great Steep. She adjusted the lace tablecloth, making sure the spoons were perfectly aligned. Harper, a lion with a mane as soft as a cloud, tried his best to help, though his giant paws made the tiny porcelain cups rattle on the table. A rustle in the tall, purple ferns announced the arrival of the guest of honor. Cleo trotted into the clearing, looking absolutely radiant in a vintage sun hat that sat precariously between her ears. "Am I late?" she asked, her voice like a gentle purr. Lila smiled and gave a playful bow, gesturing to the plush velvet chairs she had dragged out from the cottage. They settled in, the steam from the Earl Grey tea swirling into the afternoon air. Harper's stomach gave a rumble that sounded like distant thunder. He looked down at the center of the table, and his golden eyes widened in shock. The porcelain platter, meant for the legendary lemon lavender biscuits, was as bare as a desert dune, Cleo gasped, her whiskers twitching in dismay. "The biscuits!" Lila cried, jumping up so quickly her chair nearly toppled. "I left them on the cooling rack in the cottage." She and Harper raced back to the tiny stone house tucked under the weeping willow. They threw open the pantry doors, searching through jars of moon honey and tins of star sugar, but the cooling rack was suspiciously and heartbreakingly empty. Cleo met them at the door, her tail drooping behind her. "I checked the garden bench just in case," she said with a sigh. Lila held up a decorative tin and turned it over, shaking it hopefully. Not a single crumb fell out. The realization hit them like a splash of cold stream water. There were no biscuits for the tea party, and the nearest bakery was 3 mountains away. The trio sat on the porch steps, the silence of the glade feeling much heavier than before. Harper looked at Cleo, and Cleo looked at Harper. Lions were known for their bravery and their strength, but they were also surprisingly good at coming up with creative solutions when snacks were involved. "We can't have tea without a crunch," Harper insisted, tapping his chin thoughtfully. Lila's eyes suddenly brightened. "If we don't have biscuits, we shall invent them," she proclaimed. She dragged a heavy ceramic mixing bowl onto the kitchen table. Harper took the rolling pin in his teeth, ready to work, while Lila measured out flour that sparkled like fresh snow. They decided to make something entirely new, something worthy of a lion's appetite. Cleo leaned over the bowl, her nose twitching at the scent of the dough. "It needs something bright," she suggested, pointing a claw toward the spice rack. Lila reached for a small, shimmering jar labeled Bottled Noon. She carefully sprinkled the glowing yellow dust over the dough. As it touched the mixture, the kitchen began to smell of citrus, summer rain, and pure happiness. After a few minutes in the hearth, the aroma was irresistible. Harper and Cleo carefully pulled the tray out together, their faces glowing in the warmth of the oven. The biscuits weren't just cookies. They were tiny golden stars that hummed the same soft melody as the grass in the glade. "The Sun Crunchies are ready," Cleo announced proudly, her hat slightly askew. They returned to the table, where the tea was still warm and inviting. The sun began to set, casting long orange shadows across the glade. Lila raised her cup to her friends in a toast. "To the best tea party ever," she said. Harper took a big bite of a Sun Crunchie, and as he did, his mane began to glow just a little bit brighter.